The UAE today is kind of like Switzerland during World War II. I thought I would finally figure out why I've been saying that and maybe share that with you guys. It might be helpful, especially during this somewhat uncertain, tumultuous time in the world. So I'm going to give you guys 7 reasons why I believe the UAE today is just like Switzerland during and after World War II. The first is just that both are seen as neutral and quite stable during tumultuous times. So if you look at Switzerland during World War II, because of its neutrality, right, it literally borders France and Germany and Italy, and it's right in the middle of what was global chaos for 3, 4, 5 years. And yet it remained totally neutral. And that allowed people from all these different places, regardless of where they were from or which political alliances they had, to come to Switzerland, to move there, to bring their families there, to invest their money there. And that was a safe place. Well, that is essentially what the UAE is today, right? If you look at our political stances, and it hasn't always been this way, but really that is prevalent overall, is that we're quite neutral, even amongst all the different wars and conflicts going on. And so what that allows is for people from all these different places, whether they're from Iran or from Ukraine or from Russia or from Israel or Palestine or Syria or Jordan, whatever it is, these people can come here and feel safe, right? Because this country doesn't take a political alliance. So that's the first reason. The second thing is that they were both seen as financial havens at the time, right? So Switzerland during World War II, because of its private banking sector and because of that neutrality, people from all over kind of saw Switzerland. If I put my money into Switzerland in the Swiss franc at the time, it will be safe, right? It's a safe currency and a safe economy. Well, that is essentially what the UAE has created today here, right? If people can bring their money, turn it into the dirham, which is pinned to the dollar, here in the UAE, it's a safe economy with safe banks and a safe currency. And so that is something else that contributes. Third is just the safety, right? Switzerland was safe during World War II. A lot of that was because of the geography of Switzerland, right? Because of the mountainous regions, it was a little bit more safe from invasion from any side. But even without the mountains, right? Switzerland was just seen as safe because of people from all these different countries being there and the money being there. Nobody wanted to attack it. It maintained its neutrality. Well, that's similar to the UAE. Well, it's not so much geographic, but simply because of kind of how Dubai and the UAE have been able to place themselves on the global stage. It is seen as being a safe place, a haven from all the chaos around them. And so it's seen as safe for people, and really people from all of these different places in conflict. If they can afford it, they bring their life savings, their resources, their investments, their families, and they bring it here to the UAE. And that's not an accident. The UAE has placed itself in that position on purpose. The geography is important. If you look at Switzerland geographically on the map and where it was in the midst of all those conflicts in the middle of Europe in World War II times, the geography helped, right? There were other places on the globe that were safe, that were financial havens, but they were on the other side of planet Earth, right? Switzerland was right next to home, easy to get to, good connectivity with trains, and so that's why people chose that country. Well, that's what the UAE is today, right? It's in the central part of this region of the world where all these conflicts are happening. It has major connectivity with all these airlines. We're a 7.5, 8-hour flight away from 2/3 of the world's population. So because of that geographic centrality, it is just the most logical place for people in these conflicted regions to come with their resources. And so that's why we're seeing, the world's ultra high net worth individuals all moving, or at least relocating most of their resources to the UAE. Another one is infrastructure and innovation. Switzerland, after World War II, they kind of led the front in a few different industries as far as manufacturing. Pharmaceuticals is a big one, and a few other industries where they were really cutting edge. They were digging a lot of tunnels and expanding their their railways, if you will. And so because of that innovation, Switzerland was really able to kind of position itself in a place where economically that innovation led to many decades, really still lasting until today, of economic affluence. And that is what the UAE is doing. While it's not railroads and those industries, it is kind of positioning itself as the city and the country of the UAE that is innovating on behalf of the world, right? It is at the cutting edge of innovation in many different sectors. And I believe that that is a good parallel to how that led Switzerland to be set up for success for nearly a century now, since World War II. The same will happen for the UAE in the coming century because of the innovation work we are doing now. And the couple last ones. One is just the religious and kind of cultural neutrality, or more like tolerance, that both countries had, right? Switzerland, really, okay, fine, it was kind of a mix of Protestant and Catholic as far as religion goes at the time, but it was very politically and religiously neutral, and it really welcomed anybody from anywhere, no matter what their beliefs or stances or values were, into Switzerland, right? Come here, live peaceably, and flourish. And that is what the UAE has done as well, right? Although, of course, the UAE is a Muslim country, it is known as the country, and especially Dubai, the city of tolerance, right? Where anybody from anywhere, regardless of what their belief, their faith, their religious stances are, they are welcome here, come here for a better life and for affluence, right? And so, again, that parallel is starkly seen. And then last thing is just the perception of most of the world of both of those places during those conflicts, as far as their kind of impenetrability, their invincibility, especially financially, right? And Switzerland really was seen as that because it had survived the war with far less economic impact on its GDP and its net worth than the other countries around it who are directly engaged in the conflict. There be kind of globally, especially in Europe, there was this growing impression that Switzerland will be stable forever. It doesn't matter what happens in the world, Switzerland is a safe place. And again, that set it up for much global investment, direct investment from all over the world over the next 50, 60, 70 years. And that's what the UAE is doing now, right? The way that the UAE has handled even the 2008 crisis, and then especially COVID. I mean, the government here, the way it handled the COVID crisis set it apart from any other city, country or city in the world. And really because of that and a few other conflicts, even the last couple of wars that we've had in the region, it really is. There's this growing impression of invincibility of the UAE economy. It doesn't matter what happens around it. World War III can come. Dubai will be a safe place for me, for my family, for my money. Now, that may not necessarily be true, but that is the impression that most people have around the world, and it is growing. And so these are just the comparisons that I draw between Switzerland in World War II and the UAE today. And while they may be imperfect, I think they are helpful for us to understand where the UAE economy and where Dubai as a city is probably headed in the next 50 years if we look at what happened to Switzerland in the 50 years after World War II. I hope that's helpful. Let me know your thoughts.